this is the emergency squad. What is the nature of your medical emergency?
My wife fell and she's down and I can't get her up, and I think she might have hit her head. She's bleeding and I need help.
Okay, we're on our way.
Hello, I'm John Bowker, and I'm a dispatcher for the emergency squad in Sun City Center. I'm going to be your host for the next few minutes while you meet some of my associates at the squad. Now, at the very least, you'll be learning more about what we do and what makes the squad tick. But we really hope that what you'll do is come in, visit us, and investigate further with the idea of joining us. Now, you've probably noticed around town that the squad is constantly looking for new people. Well, we asked Mike Anderson why this is.
Recruiting will always be an ongoing thing. What people have to remember is the people that join the squad, unlike people that join a police department or a teacher or anything else, the career length is limited, because they are probably retired and up in the 60s area, so the longevity of their service is not as great as would be years before.
Now, what's in it for you if you join the squad? Of course, the rewards will vary from person to person, but we asked our members that question, and here's what some of them answered at the question, why did you join, and what do you get from activities at the squad?
It's the satisfaction that I receive for doing what I'm doing.
It's a very long story, but my father was ill the last year of his life, and the squad was very good to him. And I would have expected that because the squad is, supposed to be doing that. But they were also very good to my mother. And the squad was very nice and took my father, and after duty that night, one of the ladies called and talked to my mother to make sure she was okay. And I just thought that was so wonderful. So I knew that I had to join the squad when I got down here.
I took on the first responder course. I'd had no medical background at all except taking care of my husband. And so it was a big career change for me, and I liked working on the squad very much. Like most people here in Sun City Center, my family is not next door or even in the same state. And you miss that. You miss that, especially when you're alone. You miss that camaraderie and that sense of family or someone to even just talk to.
Well, I never thought I'll ever do this in my life, and I'm actually thrilled that I drive an ambulance. I'm in charge of an ambulance. I can assist the EMT when we get to a patient, and I think overall I didn't think I'll ever be in this type of profession, but I am, and I just love it.
It's not the pay, so it's the people, and it's the helping those who need some help. I moved on to another phase of my life, so this is another aspect that I can get into, and it's been a great learning process.
When you arrive at a residence, you can see the feeling of relief on their face. And they're always just so thankful that we're there. I mean, even if we don't take them, if ALS comes and takes them, we are generally the first ones there. And it does give you a good feeling.
For me, it's the opportunity to be of service. Of course, as a Christian, it's an opportunity to put your beliefs into practice in a practical way. So I appreciate that opportunity to do that.
And I'll tell you what, the first time you save a life, there is no feeling like it. I walked 2 feet above the ground for 2 weeks.
Now, that was just a small sample of the responses we got when we interviewed the squad members. But how about the rest of the community? How do they feel about the squad? We interviewed several, and here's what they had to say.
I myself have experienced this situation when I had an episode here at church. We had a man who was a member of emergency squad in the sanctuary who came back to the office with me. We had an emergency squad here, and I was taken to the hospital, and I felt I was in good hands, very competent hands, and I was assured of that. So it gives us a good feeling as community members to know that these people are competent, well-trained, able to do what they say they can do.
The response time is probably the most singularly important feature of the emergency squad. I think that the squad does improve the property values of the community because people find out when they move here how readily available help is if they get in trouble.
One of the best things about having the squad here backing us up, so to speak, is that the squad is able to handle most of the basic life support or BLS calls without having to call us, therefore taking the load off of our ALS response or advanced life support, and allowing us to be there for the real critical calls and not having to be tied up on the basic calls. So it's great having them there to help out.
I'll leave you with one final thought.
Before you say no to joining the squad, come take a ride with us. I gotta go.